Hi, everybody. It's Belinda, and it's Belinda's Book Nook. And I'm here for a really quick book chat about a book that I read. I think it's last month now. I think I finished it, or maybe I finished it right at the beginning of this month. I don't know. I did not write down in here yet because I am not caught up yet here. Yeah, I completed it on June 7th. I did write that part in here. And then I didn't write even I have my notes that I've written for my review in here. I have not put them in here. The garden is taking over control of my life. So I have been trying to keep up with it. And so I just have not been able to update this like I want to update it. But let's move this over here. This is a cute little water bottle I won as a surprise, and I thought it was so cute. It's so sparkly. Like I need another water thing, but so the book that I want to talk to you guys about is I, Medusa, a novel by Ayana Gray. Wow, I love this book. When I think back, I had heard about this when this was going to come out, and I was excited. I put it on my, anticipated reads. Check it out. The cover was just fabulous. B, I am always fascinated with mythology and Greek mythology, and the fact that my third point would be that it is a Black woman retelling the story with people of color in it. I just found it even more, I felt, seen, right? It's really neat to hear stories with more diverse characters. And this one, from the very beginning all the way to the end, just had me engrossed. I try to think about like when I first came across like Medusa, and I think it was like, Medusa was in it was an old movie, and I think it had Arnold Schwarzenegger in it. It might have been him, or somebody really big, muscular, but I feel like she was in one of those. And there was just like, she's always been kind of a minor character in all of the adaptations that have been created about her. And so this really put her story in the forefront, a reimagined, whatever, it's myth. And so it was neat. So she starts out, she's a young girl, and she is born to two demigod parents. She has two sisters, and knowing nothing other than the fact that she had snakes in her head, and I remember, like, if you looked at her, you turned to stone. This is so much more. It has so many more messages in it that I think were clever. It talked about consent. I'm trying to think of how to say things without, I don't want to give away anything too much of the book, but it talked about different aspects in life. I'm trying to be good about this. I always get like tongue tied because I never want to be the person that spoils a book. I always do spoiler free book chats because I feel like, what's the point then? If I've told you everything, you don't need to go read it. But I would just say that it has so much more to tell than this story of a retelling of a Greek myth. It goes in really good detail. It makes you feel for her character, and understand why she and her sisters feel the way that they do. And it's just so good. I don't even want to spoil it. I don't even know what to tell you. I don't know why I turned it on, just to tell you to read it. It's a perfect one for the summer. I think it's a perfect one for the fall. It's any time of year, but right now I think it's just really, really gotten me excited because I've been kind of in a reading slump. I mean, obviously I haven't been making a lot of videos, and so you haven't been seeing me because I have had not much to tell you. I've been in my garden. I've been doing my son's graduation. We went on vacation. I've just been doing other things but reading, and not feeling guilty, but not feeling like there's anything that I'm picking up that's drawing me. So this one I wanted to get on it and tell you guys about, because it is now started in my mind. Like, I want a complete collection of retelling of stories of myths by people of color, because I think that the author's note in the end of this book was really well done, and it just kind of drove everything home for me in terms of why she did the things that she did. For example, I'll read one thing from her author's note. She said, in every version of Medusa's myth, she's immortal, and in every version she is murdered by a famous Greek hero through decapitation. That Greek hero's name has been excluded from the pages of this book, just as Medusa's agency was excluded from classical accounts of her story. And she goes on and talks a lot about that in here, and I just feel like, wow, what a great way to approach this story. And here's another thing. I'm going to read one more thing because I just highlighted, I practically highlighted the whole author's note, but it says, despite modern misconception of ancient Athens, most historians agree that it was not a culturally, racially, or ethically homogenous place. In fact, its coastal location ensured it was a diverse city, whose economy heavily relied on foreign trade and a robust immigrant workforce. And so I think that goes into why her story meant more to me, because I felt it was more inclusive. And so I think that you just got to read it. I'm not lying. I think you're going to like it. I just really enjoyed it. It was just, you're like rooting for her in this story. And it's gotten me curious about trying to find other books. So my question to you is, if you know other books that are like this, written by people of color, that are telling retellings. They don't necessarily have to be Greek mythology. They could be any other mythology. But I just think that this was just, I've always been, since I was younger, fascinated with the Greek mythology. So this one was right up my alley. So then I went out to the store and I bought something, because I was like, I'm jonesing for another book like that. I wanted to get that same feeling when I read that book, and I couldn't think of what else was out there. And then I saw somebody talk about this book. And this one is called, it's brand new, it's called The Year of the Myrrh by L.D. Lewis. And first of all, let's just look at the covers, okay? This is what happens when you read like fantasy type books. It's just like, they get all the goods, right? They get all of the nice sprayed edges. Look at the edges on this. Like, it's so fabulous. It is so fabulous, right? So this is the cover, and I'm not done on the fabulousness of this book. Okay, so let's just go inside. Oh, we need to take the receipts out. Look at the end pages. What are you telling me, right? This is by a Black author as well, and it's a retelling of The Little Mermaid. There's a picture of the author right there, and then look at the inside of this. I mean, come on, it is absolutely stunning. They spared no expense on this book. Oopsie. And it's the colors of this just remind me, like, my mom used to have encyclopedias and stuff growing up, and she got the fancy ones, and like they were really cool to me. So I'm excited. Now, this isn't Greek mythology, but it's a retelling of The Little Mermaid, and I think I'm gonna give it a shot. I don't know if it's gonna be as good as this one, but I feel like it's in the vein of a retelling with a cast of characters that might look like me. And so that makes me really excited. And then, because I'm on a fantastical kick, I had bought this book around Christmas time. I think it was on Christmas time. I think I was on a date weekend with my husband. And I love Sabaa Tahir. I like her books. And this is one of her latest books. It's called Air. And this one, did I read the back? Wait, stop, hold it. You didn't know I'm out of practice because I'm not reading things to you, right? Let's just rewind. Let's rewind. I wish I would rewind this, but I'm too lazy, so you're gonna have to listen to me. I'm gonna read this to you. This says, Medi has spent her whole life at as a footnote in someone else's story, out of place next to her beautiful immortal sisters, and her parents, both gods, albeit minor ones. She dreams of leaving her family's island for a life of adventure. So when she catches the eye of the goddess Athena, who invites her to a train as an esteemed priestess in her temple, Medi leaps at the chance to see the world beyond her home. That's the other thing that I liked about this book, is that it talks about mortality. So she is immortal. Her siblings aren't. And so everything that she approaches is different. If you know that you could die, you are definitely appreciating things differently. You're experiencing things differently, and your reactions and what you do are going to be different. And this book did a great job of doing it. So I just read it. I think that you'll like it. Okay, so now I didn't describe any of these books. So The Year of the Mer, I'll read a little here. It says Yemi's grandmother Ariel might have gotten her happily ever after, but Yemi is having a much harder time, despite being next in line to rule Isha. Yeah, I think that's how you pronounce it. Her family has faced whispers and slights from its own people for decades, in no small part due to Yemi's Mer ancestry. And these whispers have fermented into violence, with Yemi's father assassinated and her mother slowly succumbing to a poisoned wound. Though Yemi has been raised as the shield of the kingdom, she cannot shake her fury, despite efforts from her patient mother and her steadfast bodyguard and fiancé, Nova. And it goes on, blah, blah, blah. I'm here. I'm here all for it. I want to see what's going to happen. Yes, that's that one. Okay. And then the last one I was talking about here was Air. All sorts of receipts coming out. It says an orphan, an outcast, a prince, and a killer who will bring an empire to its knees. It has really nice end pages to it too, like with maps. And you know I love maps. What I read from Sabata here was her trilogy, oh my God, The Ember and the Ashes. And I really love that. So this, I believe, might be, I could be wrong, kind of a prequel to those. It says, growing up in the Kigali slums, Aze, I think they used to pronounce the person, Aze has seen her share of suffering. An old tragedy fuels her need for vengeance, but it is love of her people that propels her until one hot-headed mistake lands her in the inescapable prison where the embers of her wrath ignite. Banished from her people for an unforgettable crime, Shirsha is down and out. So I think it's 3 people. Yeah, I think it's 3 different people that it's following. And I want to say this might be connected to, I have to look at my old books to see. If it isn't, I'm hoping kind of that it's a new one, because I really enjoyed the other one and I don't really want. This is a young adult, so for y'all that poo-poo it, it might not be your thing. But this is something that I thought would be in the vein of this. Let me know, because I think I'm going to start a little collection and start finding and researching books that are kind of retellings, because I think that it just makes it, this goes in this one, it just makes it so much more interesting. So that's really all I have to tell you. I guess the other thing I could update you is just what I'm reading right now, and trying to finish before the end of the month. Because like I said, I had all these plans. I was going to do the book club selection. I have 2 review books that I was supposed to read, and they're not happening. I don't know. I felt like I just whizzed through I, Medusa. And then when I got to the review books, I kind of was like, I don't know if I was just coming off a high and it just wasn't really in the mood. It's not that the books are bad that I'm reviewing right now. They're actually pretty good. And I think one, if not both of them, are out now. So like my feet are to the fire to get it done. I promised myself to try to get through the reviews, but I am also trying to respect my feelings. And my feelings are, if I'm not enjoying something, I'm not forcing myself right now, or I will come back to it. It's not necessarily a full-on DNF. So this is what I'm reading right now, and it is very interesting. This is Atmosphere, a love story. I am about 3/4 of the way through it, almost 3/4 of the way through it. And I've gotten to the love story. And so, but I kind of like it's kind of a dual timeline. It's talking about the present, what's happening with this character who has been recruited for a space program, and especially this is at a time when I think it was the 80s that they're saying when when women were just not they weren't recruited, so they're facing a lot of obstacles, the few women that are there. But then there's a love story in it, and then it goes back and forth between when they were recruited to now, present day, when they are in the midst of a what do they call that, like a space mission. So it's good, it's very good so far. I know there were a lot of buzz about it before, and I've never read Taylor Jenkins Reid before, so this is my first one. I think she writes a lot of romance, if I'm right. I think a lot of contemporary. So, but this one intrigued me because I do always love stuff about space. So that's what I'm reading now, and I'm probably the only one I finish. I won't be getting to my book club book because obviously I own it. I have it. I don't know where it is right now, but I just don't feel like reading it. And so I really think that I need to read uplifting things right now. I'm just trying to not be too heavy. I think because when I'm in a slump, it just doesn't help. So fantastical books, mystery, I'm thinking some of the horror books that I bought might be the things that I'm going to gravitate to probably for the next few months to kind of see if I can shake it out. And it's making me mad because I have a lot of books over here on my new bookcase that I really wanted to get to, some of those this summer. So we're gonna play it by ear and just do what we can and see what happens, and not gonna beat myself up for it. But let me know if you've read any of these books, if you did like I, Medusa. I mean, there are people on there that don't like it, and I get that. I just really enjoyed it. It came at the right time, and I was just like, oh yeah, I gotta read it. I just enjoying it. So I'm kind of jonesing to find some more books like that, and I think I'm just gonna have a little section in one of my bookcases that will just have that kind of, those books, because when I look at them, I'll just, they'll bring a smile to my face, because it's definitely one really, I'm kind of wishing that, again, I would just go and do some more characters, and maybe she will, I don't know. I just think that she did such a fantastic job that I would be really excited if she did. But anyway, let me know what you're reading. My videos are wonky. They're not on time. They're not scheduled. They're just coming out when they can come out. I'm hoping eventually to get back on a regular schedule. I have another video of my I have one that's got some stuff for my garden, and I also want to do another, I know, book haul, but I just want to just get caught up on the books that I bought for the month of June. June is like a big month for me. I always buy, there's a lot comes out, and I just can't, and it's my birthday month, so I always do buy a lot of books. So I know I just came to you guys with my book sale, library book sale haul. So I just kind of want to space it out a little bit before I get to the June books, but that is coming up in the wings. And then I've been seeing some good tags, so I might try to do a tag video soon. Just be patient with me, because I just don't know. It's just, I just like, so I'm gonna get back on it. Anyway, I hope to hear you guys in the comments. And if you're not subscribed, I'm supposed to say that, subscribed. I don't think my videos can be hyped because most of y'all don't watch my videos as early enough. But if you can, and you do, you can do that too. I have to learn how to do it. I've been doing it on other people. I'm not sure how it works on your channel, but I think somebody was saying that you have to get hyped up within the first 7 or 8 days, it's 7 days that you have your video up, otherwise the feature is no longer there. So I know that a lot of people don't really look right away to my videos, but if you do, you could, and at least give me a thumbs up. I'll take that. I'll take anything. And then I appreciate you for watching, and I'm gonna come back with some more stuff, and let me know what you're reading. Okay, bye.